Hi guys, and welcome back. Today we are hitting the topic of moving your children out of state or really away from a city that they're familiar with, and how to prepare them physically, emotionally, as well as prepare your home to sell. And I feel like these are things that have really worked for us in the past, and hopefully they will help and be a blessing to you. So we're going to start on the physical side. Now, when you go to sell your home, think about what you would want to see in a home. You won't want broken things. You won't want things that are dirty or cluttered or scattered. And so I'm going to kind of show you and talk about how we've decluttered, downsized, and made it hopefully where any person could envision their family in our home for their future. So having children makes keeping your home clean a little bit on the difficult side. I'm not saying that it's impossible, but you do have to apply effort. So some of the things that I have done is I have simplified and balanced out the decoration in the baby's room. We're only keeping what we actually use. Anything that was not actively played with, used for clothing, we got rid of. We kept about 15 outfits for each of the girls, and I think 6 or 7 pairs of pajamas and 4 pairs of shoes each. We already are kind of like on the minimalist side of things for our family, except for when it comes to toys. There's all the toys, and so we're still working on downsizing those things, and it's slowly getting better. But no one wants to walk into a home where there's like toys all over the floor like this, where there's clothes where they don't go in the hamper. They just don't want to see clutter and filth. The reality of it is if you're a family, every day there is clutter and filth that has to be cleaned up, and you have to stay on top of it. And it is almost a full-time job taking care of those things. And then if you're like me, where you run a business out of your home, you're going to have all kinds of other just things piling up that need to be put away. So I'm going to kind of show you how I'm dealing with that, and also just showing the simplicity of what my kids have left. You could either pack away things you want to keep but you don't want out, or you could just get rid of them completely. What we're doing is we went ahead and we are selling the things that the kids don't want if they are in really good condition. And if they don't sell them, we donate them to our airman's attic. And so, let's see. I want to say that I've probably made about $600 off of clothes and toys and household goods that we are not using actively. And we still have so much stuff. So by doing that, it's allowed us to start saving up for our earnest money deposit on another home. So that's something else that you can think about. We wiped out our savings of medical bills this year, and so typically, you could just pull $1,000 for your earnest money out of your savings and use that. That's not an option for us, so we're rebuilding. And so the costs and the money from those things that I've sold, I've been keeping aside to use as our earnest money for whichever home we buy in the future. We have no idea what that's going to be. Let me give you a little background. So 5 years ago, my husband and I decided that we really do not love California. And if you do love California, that's great. That's perfectly okay. But the state's politics, climate, all of that just don't line up with things that we love. And so you should live somewhere that you love. Most people would agree with that. And so we've been actively doing everything that we can to leave. So 5 years ago, we started applying for jobs out of state, and nothing has happened. So we have to just be okay with that, because the Lord does place us where He wants us. But a job came up in Texas, and my husband has applied for it, and so far it's looking very, very promising. So that is why we're getting our home and our kids prepared to sell. Let's talk about the emotional factor. So I have younger children, and they have lots of questions and curiosities and worries. That's a big deal for them. What is it going to be like? What is it going to look like? Am I going to have friends? What church will we go to? Those are things that they all have concerns about. So how my husband and I like to go about that is, just as we get excited to leave and move forward and start a new chapter in our life and settle roots down somewhere of our own, we do that for our children too. So we show them YouTube videos of the city that we would be living in. We pull up things that there is to do, what the parks look like, what the church options are, you know, all the group and activities that they have, restaurants, things that they love where we live now, and show them that there's something similar or exactly the same where we would be going, and that helps them. And we take their questions with love, and even though sometimes I will admit it can be annoying, especially when they just like go on and on and on, and you just kind of just like, okay, enough. But if you really do look at them and be like, you know what, I appreciate that you're bringing me these concerns, I want to be a help to you, let me do what research I can to put your mind at ease, like where we will be going. Tornadoes, where we live now, we don't have tornadoes, but we do have earthquakes. And so my kids are like concerned about that. I grew up traveling where there was tornadoes, and as a kid I don't even remember thinking about them, but my kids are also very curious and they want to know how tornadoes work, what they're like, you know, what will happen if we are in one, what to do if we are in one. And so we're kind of educating them on the climate change as well. That way it puts their minds at ease. And so we have a whole nother side of this, as well as we've decided we won't be moving with any of our things. So right now we've downsized our home to where it's what we need, what we use. The only things we'll be bringing with us are sentimental decoration that has been passed down from generation to generation, or that we just absolutely love, clothing, and tools, because those are things that we feel like are worth bringing. And so that's where we're at with that. Now, convincing your children that it's a great idea to get rid of all their things and get new things when you move may not go over so well with them. For us, we've weighed the cost and we've made a pro-con sheet of what it would look like to take everything with us and what that cost would be, and what the cost would be to just start over. And the cost for us is cheaper to just begin again and get all new beds, bedding, towels, dishes, cookware, all of it, because the cost of moving trucks right now, with so many people leaving California, is at an all-time high. So we've decided the best thing for us is we're going to get something called a U-Box. It is by U-Haul. They're very affordable, like $700 for one of them from here to Texas. And what that is going to allow us to do is just take those very important items, or the items that we don't feel like replacing, for a very small fee. So that's what we will be doing, and I would encourage others to do the same. Unless you have like very expensive household goods, which we do not, most things we buy are secondhand, then maybe the cost of replacing would be more expensive than paying a moving company or getting a U-Haul and doing it yourself. That may differ for family to family. That's what we're doing though, and we're perfectly fine with it. We feel like we could even buy things that we really like versus just needed and picked up secondhand on a budget. So that's where we're at with that. You can tell your children, okay, you get to choose what you want for your future home if you decide to do that. That's how we're encouraging and getting our kids excited. Now they will be able to bring special toys, the American Girl dolls, their quads, things like that are special. We have no problem taking these things. If you've seen previous videos, every year I sew a blanket for my kids for their birthday, and so those will come because those are special keepsakes. So I'm not just gonna like abandon everything, you get nothing and we move. That's not how we're going about it either. There's definitely a delicate and healthy balance. So now that I've shown you the baby's room, let's get up and talk about things you do and don't want to do when selling your home. I know this video is a little bit on the longer end, but we're hitting some important topics. So replace light switches and outlet covers. Make them look nice. This one needs to be replaced because you can see the wearing off. The owners that were here before painted it. Not a good idea. Touch up paint on your cabinets that has been chipped. Wipe down your baseboards. That is a do. Also, let's see in the girls' room. Something I would highly recommend, and I'm going to show you what the difference would look like. This receptacle will get marked and flagged in your home inspection. It needs to be replaced. That's what one that's old looks like, and that is one that's new. And so you can see the difference. Much better, much more aesthetically pleasing, and it's going to work and have the proper tension, and your home inspector is not going to go, nope, that outlet needs to be replaced. Some other things that you may want to do are remove fake studs from the wall, fill them and patch them. That is something I have yet to do in this room. We've really just mostly been focusing on decluttering and downsizing, because I'll show you a clip after this of what a room that's dirty looks like and why you don't want it versus what it looks like now. So this is a clean room. Vacuum stripes look wonderful in the carpet. The dresser's organized, things are tidy, the dog crate's closed, the beds are made, books are in their shelf. Great. Okay, that's what people would rather see. Everything's hung up in the closet. There's not stuff laying on the floor.
This is what you do not want to see when you come to view a house. Unmade beds, clothes and hangers on the floor, chairs looking sloppy, toys everywhere where you would step or trip on them and be unable to actually view the room, curtains that are sitting closed to crooked. You get the idea.
The saying that applies to all things in life, do unto others as you would want done to you. That applies with selling your home as well. Or do you want things hidden, covered up, secretive? Even if you are selling your home as is, don't be sneaky or dirty. Be honest, be real, and make the home as best you can on whatever budget you have for the people buying your home, because that's what we would want done for us. Now, not everyone's going to hold to that, but I do believe that it pays off to do good to others. And again, with the master bedroom, we went and simplified. We just have nightstands and our bed, some simple decorations, and our hamper. We got rid of a chair, a bench, all kinds of clothes. We want to make it to where hopefully other families can envision things. And as for bathrooms, this is hard because a bathroom is something your whole family uses multiple times a day, but try to keep it tidy and clean. Right now, mine's not the best example. Before we list our home or take pictures, I would get rid of all of this on the counter except for the hand soap. And same with these cabinets. I would take it down to just a few decorative and essential items and put everything else in a bucket underneath the cabinet and make it where it looks good. Make sure your toilets are clean. It's pretty common sense, but maybe you'll forget. Take your bathroom trashes out so that it looks appealing. Like, you know, oh my gosh, look at their gross trash in the trash can. I don't want to look at that. These people are dirty. I don't know. Sometimes when you're buying a home or you're selling a home, people can be really particular, and I get it because this is where they're going to be dumping and investing their money and their life. One thing that I have got to get done in our home is I have got to find a place for all my business supplies. I went ahead and started cleaning our garage yesterday, downsizing that. I've already completely downsized my kitchen to everything we just need, and then we'll get rid of that when we get ready to go. Also, you could set the stage with some nice smelling candles, put out some cookie or, coffee for them that they could help themselves to. Just be welcoming, inviting. And then also put away anything that's important and lock it up. If you have any type of valuables that you don't want stolen, even though people do come in with a real estate agent, you never know. I had a crooked picture and that was making me crazy. You never know, and you just want to put your things away. That's always well worth the while. Another thing I would like to say about our living room, and you'll see what I mean in a second. Pet ball on the floor and that'll get put away. I would hide this basket of books when we go to take pictures or list because it looks sloppy. It's functional. And I would also go ahead and put our portable air conditioner away because it's just clutter on the floor that does not look good. Make sure your couches are tidy. Mine are not right now because the animals were sleeping on it, and just stuff like that. Get it all put away, have a place for it to go, hide it, make it look wonderful. So let's talk about our yard. So obviously, if you have animals like I do, pick up their poop. Nobody wants to walk in a backyard full of poop, and with having a 90-pound dog, that is inevitable. But let's talk about the actual yard out there. Let's go. I'm going to show you some things that I know we need to do to achieve a happy home buyer. So, weeds, leaves that are blowing into the street, we're going to clean all of those up. The planter bed, we had a windstorm, the wind blew that off. We're going to clean all of that up. Then let's look at the porch. We are going to pressure wash, sweep, and clean all this hot mess up so it looks beautiful for anyone who walks up, and it won't be all fallen down and wind ripped. You want your yard to have a welcoming and inviting environment because curb appeal is the first thing they see. So we've got to work on cleaning all of this up and making it look amazing. Lastly, the last little tidbit that I would say is worth your while is make sure your windows are clean, no fingerprints on them if you have children. Same with your kitchen. Dishes done, refrigerators, stoves, dishwashers, wiped down, looking pleasant. And then also depersonalize your home. So what will happen is right now I do not have any pictures of my kids or family up in my home except for these two, and those will come out when we go to list our home. We'll leave the frames up so they can get an idea of what decoration looks like in the home, but do not leave pictures of your family and your children up on the wall, because it's hard to envision yourself and your family in a space when you're looking at how others have lived their life. That's at least a tip that's been given to me by my real estate agent friends and family. And I do agree, it's a lot easier to envision yourself in a home that has not already been personalized. So hopefully this video will have been helpful to you. It's a reminder to me as I'm going through things to keep my house in order and keep decluttering and cleaning and getting things prepared for someone who wants to buy a home in the future. Now, with that being said, a home is an investment, and when you go to sell it, the goal is to make money. So the more that you do to keep it clean, looking good, and ready to go, obviously, the more you're going to attract buyers and the bigger of an offer you will get, because that is the goal, is top dollar. So it is not all about generosity. You're not giving your home away, and you don't have to invest thousands of dollars for no reason. Everything that I'm suggesting really is just labor and minimal cleaning, maybe $20 in electrical supplies, replacing outlets. Basic stuff that anybody can do. We'll see you guys next time. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe and give this video a like, and don't forget to click that bell so that you never miss another notification for us. We will see you guys next time as we jump into what a full day of homeschooling looks like on the first day of the school year.
So something I wanted to add for those of you who've stuck around this long to the end of the video, our family officially has a Patreon page where you can opt in to support us in different subscription packages that all have a benefit to you, whether it's private group with private content or t-shirts and supplies we make. You can go ahead and check those out at patreon.com/The Conley Family. And we just thank anyone who does support us. We appreciate you, whether it's by subscribing and liking and commenting, or choosing to support us monetarily with Patreon. Thanks, guys.